Hi, friends. Welcome. We're just waiting for everyone to get settled. In the meantime, we have a poll for everyone. And the poll is, let me launch it. Have you ever seen a lion dance? And our choices are, yes, I've lion danced before. Yes, I've seen one before. Maybe, I think I've seen one before. And no, this is actually my first time. So as we wait for folks to come in, feel free to answer our poll. And then we'll get started shortly. Ooh, a lot of you have seen one before, and some of you have been in one before. That's amazing. Can also feel free to share in chat. Hi, friends. Welcome. And happy Lunar New Year, everyone. Today is officially the first day of the new year. If anyone wants to tell me what year it is, what zodiac animal it is, can let me know in the chat. What year is it? Ooh. Yeah, keep those guesses coming. Tiger. It is indeed the year of the tiger. Yes, 恭喜发财. 新年快乐, everyone. We're just letting more people in. Oh, love the tiger emojis. Very cute. More friends are joining. For those of you who just joined us, if you want to fill out our poll, have you ever seen a lion dance? Feel free to answer. And maybe we'll just give it another minute for more friends to join. Alrighty. One more person. Okay. Lauren, I think we have a lot of friends with us, so maybe we can get started.
All right, great. Happy Year of the Tiger, everyone. You were all correct in the chat. We're so excited to be celebrating with you and live streaming from MOCA itself. We're here in the lobby, and you can see a really fun orange lion behind me. I want to introduce you to our special guest of today. So we're partnering with United East Athletics Association, an amazing lion dance group who we're located with us in 70 Mulberry, and at the moment are also located with us at 215. So we're here today with Sunny, Tristan, and Thomas. Say hello from there. And we're gonna pass it over to them. They're gonna do a little workshop to show you, learn a little bit about lion dance, what it's like to be a lion dancer, and you're gonna get a chance to practice your own moves. And you'll get a chance at the end to ask any questions you have, any burning questions. So keep those for later, but you can send them in the chat, or we'll also have a chance for you to ask them over audio. But without further ado, I'm gonna pass it over.
Morning, everyone. I'm Thomas. So if you guys can make sure you have a little bit of space, if you can just like swing your arms around to make sure you're not running into anything. Make sure that you have a little bit of space to walk up and down, about 3-4 steps and back without running into anything as well. So just to give you guys a little bit of a history information session about lion dance. Lion dance really has a lot of Chinese Kung Fu roots. A lot of the stances, a lot of the movements we use are actually incorporated into Kung Fu and vice versa. Now, the style that we're doing today is called Fat San, so that's a really traditional Chinese way of doing it. Not to be confused by Hawk San, which is another style of lion dance that's a lot more choreographed. It's a lot more fancy. That's where you see a lot of the stunts. That's where you see a lot of the people jumping on top of other people's shoulders you might have seen, or people climbing on really, really tall poles and running across 12 poles. We call those zhongs. So that's much more representative of the Hawk San style. But today we're going to be focusing on the Fat San style. And so there's several stances in lion dance. One very fundamental stance is the horse stance, where if you guys want to try with me right now, this is the basis of all stances. You kind of spread your legs a little bit more than shoulder width apart, whatever's comfortable for you, or shoulder width apart, and you just squat. You squat with your toes pointing forward. Remember, make sure your back is straight, make sure your hip is thrusted forward, and that's your horse stance. In the beginning, I couldn't hold this stance for any more than 10 seconds, but now we're definitely able to hold it a little bit more. It does get tiring, but that is how we develop really, really strong muscles in our legs. So when we throw people on top of us, we're not gonna fall. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna walk you through the basic steps of a very basic lion dance performance. All the performances you see outside are going to be exactly what we're doing today, plus a little bit more freestyle. So we're learning all the basics just for today. We have a lion here, we have a drum. We're gonna break it down by just a movement, and then we're gonna let you hear how it sounds like on the drum. And after that, we're gonna do it all together, so you guys can kind of get the feel of what it's like to lion dance along the drum. And then the final, for the final performance, we're gonna just do the whole routine all together. Okay? Let's see. You guys ready? So as we get settled, just a little bit more, if anyone here has played like Dynasty Warriors or something, our lion heads, there are 3 big names in lion dance. One is Zheng Fei, and the other is Guan Yu, and the other is Liu Bei. So those 3 lion heads, they're called the 3 generals, or the 3 brothers. When you see those heads, those are considered amazing, prestigious heads. Each lion character, I guess, is categorized by the colors of the lion. Each lion head is handmade and hand painted. We don't really have any technology to create them through machines, except for 3D printing, but generally speaking, they're all hand painted. You see there's a little bit of the wiggle of the eyes and the ears. That's the person inside pulling on a string to give it a little bit more of a real life feel. Nowadays, there's lions that are glow in the dark, or LED lights around the eyes. This traditional lion head can weigh anywhere from 15 to 30 pounds with the head, maybe another 40 pounds, maybe another extra 10 pounds to 40 pounds. So it does take a little bit of upper body strength to lift it up. If you get really fancy, people are throwing it up in the air and switching people in the middle of a performance. So it's not light, but you get used to it. All right, so is everyone ready? Everyone's in their horse stance. Everyone's in the horse stance. Now we're gonna start with a bow. We start with a bow because that's our way of showing respect to whoever we're performing to, and everything happens in 3s. So we're gonna start with having one leg lifted up first. So the left leg lifted up first, and then that is called the cat stance. So remember, before it was the horse stance, you're bringing it in, pushing it out, and that's a cat stance. So imagine like a little cat, kind of getting ready to jump, getting ready to pounce, but not really, just getting ready. That's the imagery you want to have in your head. And we're gonna step towards the left. 1, we'll take 5 steps. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we start bowing and we walk back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then we're gonna grab our tail just in case. And then we're gonna go on the right. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jump down. We're gonna go back. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that we did the left, we did the right, we're gonna go right down the middle. All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice job. So Tristan's gonna show us just the music of the bow for now. Let's see how it sounds like. So the drum roll part is when you walk up. So we're really following the drum. The drum represents the lion's heartbeat. If you notice that the drum is playing really, really fast, you're like, oh, the lion is really, really energetic right now. But once it slows down a bit, you're like, okay, the lion's a little bit calmer. We're just taking it easy here. So we're gonna do it together with the drum. Remember, when the drum is rolling, we're walking up. But when the drum stops and a single beat, boom, 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 boom. That's when you walk backwards. And remember, we do that 3 times. Left, right, and middle. All right? So let's start. Whenever ready, Tristan. So again, that is called the bow. In Cantonese, that's called bai sun. All right. So the next one after the bow, we call go si, translated to high lion. So this is the height of an energetic lion. This is when they're running around, they're playing, the drums are happening fast. After the bow, the lion's like, all right, it's party time. And so how this happens is we lift the lion head up, and we're just tossing or turning the head side to side, just to give it a little bit of a lively feel. And the person under the lion is just walking around. We're just hanging around, and typically there's someone in the back of the tail to give it the hind legs. But this is typically, that's it. This is go see. You're just looking left and right, left and right. And if you get tired, don't feel free to put your hands down and back up. That's okay. It's a very, very high endurance type of skill to have. All right. So Tristan, let's show them how go see sounds like. So that is the go see lion. All right. Are you guys ready for go see? All right. So here's how it's going to happen. Tristan is going to clack on the side of the drums. That's your signal to say, okay, it's go see time. That's our signal. All right, and you're gonna see Sunny. Once you hear those clacks, you're gonna see Sunny in this lion head. Get ready as well. All right, go for it. So we got, in the beginning, it's, you guys remember, what's the beginning? What's bow in Chinese? See if you guys can remember. It's bai sun. And then bai sun, the one we just did was called go si, so the high lion. So the next one, after such an energetic party event, we're gonna tone it back down to tai si, so the low lion. So we're just having the lion walk around, run around. Now Now we're taking it easy. Now we're exploring a little bit. So you're going to hear the drums. When the drum plays, you're going to hear it's a steadier beat. It's not as fast. So this really just includes Sunny looking around. We're walking around, we're playing around with the eyes, the ears, exploring our surroundings, just like any lion would in the environment. We're trying to see, okay, are there any enemies here? Are there any predators? Is there any food? Maybe there might be a river that we have to cross. So this is all part of the dicey movement. All right, Sunny, do you want to go show them what the dicey looks like? So it includes, everything happens in threes. We take boom, boom, boom. Everything happens in threes when we do a dicey. All right, so Tristan, without Sunny, you can let them hear a dicey beat. It's a steadier beat. Awesome. And so typically, you kind of want to step to the beat. Dong, dong, dong. Dong, dong, dong. You really want to try to be in line with your heartbeat, all right? So now Sunny is going to actually use this. So this right here, this is typically called what we call a tang. And sometimes you might see, you know, an orange, a tangerine, a piece of lettuce. And the reason for all those types of food, we didn't just, you know, randomly go to a grocery store and pick the freshest thing there and say, you know, we're going to have a line dance about this. Lettuce is usually used because in Chinese, lettuce is called, I'm going to give you guys a chance to see if you remember. Anyone know? Sang choi. So sang choi literally translates to life and vegetable. But the word for vegetable actually also sounds like prosperity in Chinese, choi. So again, Chinese New Year being a very, very strong holiday of luck, prosperity, fortune. We eat the lettuce, we play around with the lettuce, and we spread it to everyone. So that's what we have in the middle here. The lion is going to play around with the food, with the music. Remember it. He's exploring the food. It really is a moment of exploration and taking in your surroundings. Just to recap, we have the bai sun, the bow, and then we have the go si, the high lion, which is really energetic. And then after the go si, we have just now the dai si, and that's a low lion, just to walk around and explore your surroundings. Now, the next one is called the tut sing. That's a 7-star. And right after that is called the Sam Sing, the 3-star. This is really the ritual that a lot of lion dancers do before they go in to eat the food. Some people might interpret it as looking over your surroundings before you go in and eat the food. Some people call it the Pao Si. But it is a symbol of what happens before you do something very, very special. That's the Tut Sam, 7-star, 3-star. All right, so I'm going to show them this. So in their horse dance. So what you're going to do is you're going to start with the left, with the tut sing. So you're going to start with the left. The lion goes up and turns to the left. The right foot goes to the back. The right foot goes to the back. And we're going to come back into the middle. And then we're going to do it on the right side. The left foot goes behind your right foot. And the lion's head goes to the right. And we're going to come back into the middle. You see that? And then, so this is a little bit different. Some people do the last one looking to the left again. Some people like to jump up and have the lion's head come up. Whatever feels comfortable for you. into the middle, and back into your horse stance. And now the lion's head goes out, right, left, right, and it pulls back its head to look at the food again, and it comes back around, and it's getting ready to eat the food. All right, let's do that one more time. That was a lot. The 7-star and the 3-star is probably the most complicated routine of the whole line dance performance, right? So we're going to start with the 7-star. To the left, to the right, one foot goes behind the other, up to the middle, and back down. And now the lion's head goes out, right, left, right, and it pulls back, looks at the food. All right, and now it's getting ready to eat the food. All right, so we're gonna just hear the music for now. All right, so it's a little bit fast, but like I said, this is probably the most complicated part of the lion dance routine. We're gonna do it really slowly for you guys. Again, this is called the 7-star, 3-star. Tut sing and the psalm sing. Left, right, down the middle. All right, so we have the 5-sum. The go si, tai si, tut sing, psalm sing. And now we're ready to eat the food. It's been a long day. We're getting ready to eat the food. So what Sunny is really going to do is, we already played around with the food. We know it's food. This is, if you imagine in the middle, it's either an orange, it's either a little cutie, a tangerine, or a lettuce. What Sunny's going to do is, it's going to take the food into its mouth. After we take it into our mouth, we're chewing it, we're going to swallow whatever it is, but we're going to spit. We're going to spit out the lettuce. We're going to spit out all the tangerine skin. Now, the reason for that is because we want to spread all the choy, all the gut. Gut is another word for prosperity, fortune. We want to spread that to everyone. So typically, you're going to see a lot of people around us. We're ripping up the lettuce while making it look like we're chewing. But then we're going to put the lettuce on the mouth and just spit that lettuce back out. Not us, we're ripping it with our hands, there's no saliva involved. But we're just going to throw all the lettuce back out. And typically it's considered lucky if you catch a piece of the lettuce, if you catch a piece of the orange skin, because that means that your year is going to be filled with joy. It's going to be filled with fortune and prosperity. All right, so we're going to reenact that really quickly so that you can, throw the ball if you can. It's throwing lettuce, throwing skin is actually a skill in and of itself. And since there isn't as much music that accommodates with it, the drum usually is just a drum roll. It's usually just a taisi. So we'll stop there and then we'll do cleaning afterwards. So we're just going to do the eating. So you can just do drum. Okay, ready to eat the food. There's a fish in there. So that is the routine, and we have to do one final way to end the performance. Just like how we started with the by sign, go see, I see, we always have to end it with another by sign. It's not only to show a sign of respect, it's a completion of the whole performance. And if you noticed, our backs, when we come backwards with the by sign, we're not turning our back to walk away. We're always walking, facing back. You never want to show your back to whoever you're showing respect to, unless you leave the room. So if you see a performance in Chinatown, you're always going to notice that the lines are always backing up, but not walking, turning their backs away. That's very, very important in our culture. All right, so we're going to do one final by sign just to complete this. And this time, we're going to go right into it with Tristan playing the drums. And the right side. In the middle. And we're going to do the ending. And that's all the parts of a line dance performance. So we're going to put it all together. Say you need a break. All right, we're going to put it all together for a really, really quick performance. You want me to hold on to the tail or the cymbals? What's easier? You want me to hold the tails or cymbals? Doesn't matter. Okay, I'll do cymbals. So we're going to do one performance really, really quick. Instead of holding the tails, I'm actually going to hold the cymbals as well to let you guys have an even better picture of exactly what a full line dance performance is looking like. All right? All right, and that was it, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sunny, for the line. Thank you, Tristan, for the drums. We are now open to our Q&A session.
We have a lot of, that was so cool, that was awesome.
We really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, everyone is showing so much love for you all in the chat.
Thank you guys so much. It's so appreciated.
I'll start with a question.
Yeah, please.
When you practice, do you learn to be only the head or only the tail, or how does that work?
Yeah, it really depends on a new number of factors. When you're joining a club, it already depends on who they need first. So if they need someone who's a tail, and a tail is usually someone you want with larger legs, a stronger lower body, then you're going to practice with, and if you fit that build and profile, you're going to be the tail first. The head and the drum typically is for a little bit of the more senior level people. In traditional kung fu, you're not the head unless you are very senior. That's really saved for the upper level members. Actually, traditionally speaking, lion dance was a all male type of art until recently. I would say in the 80s, maybe really during the 90s, when in Chinatown you started seeing a lot more women doing lion dance. But before that, there was a little bit of looking down on women doing the lion head because it was still understood as a male priority type of role. But nowadays, we're seeing so much more diversity. We have at UEAA, we have what we call like a UEA women's line dance team, where from the lions to the music, it's all women, just to empower them, break some historical boundaries here. So yeah, when you're joining, typically it's whoever they need, and now it's not so much traditional where it's about seniority. If as long as you have a heart to learn, you'll get there.
Can you repeat this when I say it, because I don't think you are there normally 2 lions in a lion dance?
Normally, yes. It depends on what. Honestly speaking, sometimes the way groups do it is how much are you paying? The more lion heads there are, the more extravagant the event is. 2 lion heads is the standard, but for a really small performance, there are times where we just use 1 lion head. But for weddings, for example, there will always be 2 lion heads.
What do the different colors of the lions mean? We saw a white lion dancing on YouTube.
Yeah, so sometimes white lines represent wisdom, sometimes green represents money. You have red representing luck, yellow representing fortune. The lighter colors definitely give off a more energetic feel. If you ever see like a red, black, and white lion, that's a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more assertive. We like to use orange and blue because that's typically our colors for UEAA. So it really is up to your own preferences as well.
Do you compete in line dance competitions?
We do not compete in line dance competitions, but I know there are several Chinatown line dance groups who do. Space is really an issue. A lot of the line dance competitions involve those tall poles that we call zhongs. And as you know, in New York City, space is very limited. High ceilings is nearly impossible to find, so it's really hard to find those kinds of tournaments that we can practice for.
And then we have a question that comes up a lot in our school programs. Is there a difference between the dragon dance and the lion dance?
Yes. So this is a lion. I would say 9 times out of 10 people would say it's a dragon. A dragon, once you see it for the first time, you'll never forget it. The way a dragon dance works is it's 12 people? 10 to 12 people, and the dragon extends for maybe from that wall all the way to the other end of the wall, with 10 people holding sticks that represents the dragon's wave, the dragon's backbone, the dragon's spine. And it's not so much covered. Everyone is really in your field of vision, but there's a lot of jumping over each other, following the sun, following a ball that it's playing with. The drumming is somewhat similar. If you do line dance, you can hear the difference, but the instruments are all the same. But a dragon is much, much longer that involves a larger group. Meanwhile, a lion only involves two people.
And then we have two people asking, how do you get involved in doing lion dancing? And then do lion dance companies only recruit from kung fu schools?
So in New York, at least, or for UEA at least, we have children's practice every Saturday from 12 to 1. And parents are actually more than welcome to come work out with us. We do much more than just practicing the moves. We go really right down to the fundamentals of each and every step because we want to make sure that each and every step is right before we jump under a lion. So if you guys are interested, please feel free to come out. Find us on Google, email us, and let us know that you'll be coming on every Saturday from 12 to 1. We might have a pause soon because of Chinese New Year and there's a lot of events coming up. But generally speaking, go on Google, look up lion dance troops. There's a ton of groups out there in Chinatown who are looking for participants. Some of them are a little bit more tied into their family. They might have family members into it, and it just cousins of cousins are joining. But we really are open to everyone.
And then would you learn drumming in this class too, like on Saturdays?
Yes, you would learn drumming as well. We try to stick with the steps first, but once you get into the flow of things, you will learn drumming. We consider drumming a little bit more senior because without knowing the steps, it's really hard to pick up on the drums. Even before the drums, you want to learn the cymbals first, so you have a chance to rehearse music in your mind. But yes, Tristan here has been practicing with us for several years when he was yay big, and now he is one of our main drummers.
And then we have a couple last questions. Is it scary to perform in front of everyone?
It is very scary to perform in front of everyone. I don't know about you guys. The good thing about a lion, though, is that you're covered, so no one's really seeing your face. No one's really knowing who exactly it is that's under. But just as with any other public event, it could be public speaking or playing a basketball game, there is a little bit of that stage fright that gets to you. But with practice and with a really supportive team, everyone's just trying to push everyone to get better, to improve. So that really helps as well.
Right, this is probably a hard question because it varies, but how long does it take to learn how to do the dance together?
Ooh. I mean, you never stop learning. Sunny's been doing it for 20 years, 30 years. I started when I was 11. Tristan here started when he was 8, 9. Yeah, you're constantly learning. There are so many different styles, not only of the line dance, the drumming. There is different styles. We have, like I said, Batsan style, Hoksan style. If you guys are familiar with a place in Macau, in Hong Kong, they have their own style. You're just constantly learning how to improve. The stacks never get easier. You're probably always working on your strength. You're working with other people. So it really is a lifelong process of practice and improvement.
All right, just about 1 million people are asking, is it hard?
Yes. It's easy to pick up, but in terms of wanting to do it in the way that gives the culture justice and the history justice, it is very hard to make sure you want each move to be as intricate as possible.
And then what is the costume made out of? Is it uncomfortable? I guess that's the pants part. Or...
Yeah, so typically the head is made of bamboo and like a little bit of paper mache. I'm not too sure, it might be synthetic fur, but the rest of the tail is silk. Now it is very, very heavy. So it keeps us warm under there in the winter parades, winter performances. We start sweating, but in the summer, it gets a little steamy in there. But that's okay because we do something with the tail where you're fanning it like this, which gives the lion a little bit of life to show that it's breathing. That's also a really good way to fan out all the hot air from under the tail because it gets really hot.
That was the next question. Is it hot? So yes, it is. And then for people who practice lion dance, would people often practice both lion and dragon dance, or usually you focus on one?
Usually you would focus on one. I would say when you get really comfortable with one, and if your club has dragon as well, than you would go with dragon dances. You can go to dragon dance, but it's pretty hard to learn two different styles at once.
I think that's all the questions we have, unless anyone has some final questions you want to put in the chat. But we should definitely give a big round of applause for that amazing performance.
Thank you guys so much for having us.
And then someone says, miss being in Chinatown where they grew up. Thanks for bringing them back to their roots.
Oh, it's our pleasure. I think that's the most important part of line dance, especially in America, when sometimes as Chinese Americans, as the generations go on, we're losing more and more in touch with our culture. This is just one way for us to stay connected to our roots, and I think that's what's most important today. So thanks for that comment.
Awesome. Happy Lunar New Year, everyone.
Gong Mei Fa Choi, everyone.
See you.
Happy New Year.